Hello, what's up? What it do? Soul fam, welcome to K&M Witchery or Readings by K&M. That's me. What's up? I am Kat Nicoletta Monroe, for those of y'all who may not know. And this is your pick a card. Messages from your spirit animals. Now, what's really wonderful is Mother Nature speaks to us in miraculous ways. So it's really no coincidence when an animal pops into your life at any given point. There's always messages that lie beneath the veil, especially from the animal realm. They hold such a genuine spirit, don't they? So as someone who connects with spirit animals and animals in general, even in physical form, quite naturally, I'm excited to present to y'all with whatever it is that you need to hear. So as I continue shuffling on in, you might already begin to resonate with a pile or two. So follow your intuition with this one, all right? A little bit about what to expect this round. We're going to start off with some channeled messages from your spirit animal guides. We are using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck as we speak right now to determine what guides are best for you. Then we're going to deep dive with tarot. We're going to gather what it is that you are required to know right now, and finally close off with any remaining advice. Really freaking interesting that every single thing here is a bird. It's a winged creature. What is happening? Follow your intuition, right? Because apparently the bird's got something to say. So maybe we're going to change this up. Maybe these are messages from your bird spirit animals? I don't know. Anyways, without overthinking this, as Mercury retrograde is already having me do, go ahead and select the right pile for you. Perhaps you already have a number or two in mind. Perhaps you're unable to get your eyes off of a deck. Perhaps you just simply know this gut feeling for show that behind this pile lie the answers that you are seeking and requiring today. However it is that it best resonates for you, whenever it is that you are ready, scroll down into the chapters below, select your appropriate pile, and I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace. Hello, pile number one. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. You have chosen the hummingbird spirit. Be here now. There is an immense message here to my pile ones about grounding yourself, really bringing yourself into the moment and allowing to whatever be to be. It's very much Hakuna Matata plus accountability, okay? Let's see what else we have here for y'all before we channel in more. We have pig spirit. Use your mind wisely, yes, and trust in the magic white raven spirit. Immediately what I am hearing for my pile number ones is to meditate, to get into your most primitive state in a way, especially just mentally, to just allow yourself to be however it is that you are as you are. I'm really prompted right now to tell you just how beautiful you are, pile one, how spirit is noticing just how much you put into everything that you do. There's this innate desire to help people. You could be a mother. You're a great mother. There's a caring nature to my pile number ones, and I'm channeling through an energy for you, pile one, that feels a little bit more neglected, dare I say. There is this loss, this heaviness that I'm feeling on my heart space. If you resonate with pile one, do please let me know, because I feel that whoever does resonate with this pile, I've done my job with this pick a card. you're meant to be here. There is no coincidence that this video stumbled across your feed, whether you are subscribed to Readings by Canon Witchery or not. There is this deep reminder for you to focus on what is working out, whilst knowing that every decision you have made thus far have been right. You are being led to exactly where it is that you are required to be. And just because you're in this period of patience doesn't mean, pile one, that you're not where you're meant to be right here and right now. This is where we begin to invite the awareness around our illusion of time, how things are supposed to be at a given age, or societal expectation. Now, for anyone that this is audibly bothering, my window is wide open and there is a lot of movement out there, in particular wind. There's a lot of wind, and it might feel metaphorically like that for you too, as if you are caught in the middle of a storm and you're just kind of waiting for it to hit, pile one, whatever it is that you are experiencing. In so many ways, you're also running from actually feeling, because if you allow it to consume you, it will kind of blow you away. And spirit is telling you that the opposite is in fact true. Understand that perfection is too an illusion. And who is it that you're looking to please exactly? Is it people's expectation of you? Is it your parents? Your spouse? Why not accept yourself as you are here and now, even in this heap of trouble that is stirring outside in your reality? Because I'm sensing something's going on. Now, what that is precisely, this is, after all, a YouTube reading. If you would like to connect with someone, myself in particular, go ahead and reach out to knmwitchery.com. Okay, it's the only place you could book with me. My schedule is already up. There's this magic within you, this aspect of yourself that is being neglected. Okay, neglect is a big word, unfortunately, that is stirring right now. Or it's that feeling of abandonment, if you will, of rejection. And the reason why I believe it's so prominent is because white ravens are typically kicked out. They're rejected by their fellow raven friends and family because they're different, they stand out. Whereas there's this acceptance that's coming through for you right now, and it has to come with you being here in the moment and allowing your mind to switch towards a more positive narrative. Now, that may seem condescending to those whom are used to perhaps having like a lot of bad things consistently happen, right? And yet, a lot of that is nearing to be over, or can be avoided, can be healed, can be, I just found like a solution could be found. There's an awareness, a conversation, a closure. There's you, the situation, and an action or an event, an obstacle, an opportunity, something here. The wind's picking up. And that is exactly the thing that you are now under the illusion, pile one, that could really mess things up, could really have things go awry for you. I just heard it could be over. An example of this could be a breakup, okay, or an acceptance of. Now, my intention won't be to trigger anyone tuning in, but I can really sense that a lot of y'all have experienced or are experiencing the midst of an extreme loss, whatever that means to you. Okay, and there's the sense of you blaming yourself a lot for it, and whilst also feeling scorned and rejected and feeling as though maybe you're taken advantage of. Maybe your kindness was used so willingly that people took it for granted, and now you feel like something went wrong, and there's a lot of self-blame that's coming through, and Spirit is saying, no, just be in the moment. Recognize that right now things have an opportunity to unfold and get better. I'm hearing it's like there's the solution is right there, and that event, that quote unquote catastrophic realization, is it's not as bad as your mind is making it seem. We must switch the narrative into trust in the universe that whatever it is that you are experiencing, and I know it's super cliche and people do not want to hear it when they're going through it. You know, the good old, everything happens for a reason. Like, ooh, you know. But we can find the lessons, the realizations, and perhaps guidance within them. Bad things happen, yes. It's not always our fault, nor did we choose anything specifically, but we align to it for a reason. Whether it's quote unquote coincidence or fate, patterns that we've stumbled into, we have the ability to change direction using free will. It was 10:10 when I looked at the timer, by the way. There's this wonderful opportunity for change, and the topic might be death of some sorts, whether this is a metaphor or an unfortunate experience that you are now processing. But there's this call right now from the universe, from deep within your soul, to be in the moment and to understand life a little bit differently, to ground yourself back in, to recognize that you are in charge and you're safe now. And it requires more trust. And when we're in a whirlwind, the best thing that we can do is find stable ground. Hang tight. With hummingbirds, you must stand still. Be present in the moment. Perhaps maybe camouflage yourself. Come with a little treat of sorts. I think it's usually sugar water that people use, if I'm not mistaken. And you sit and you wait, and these beautiful creatures come by, and they'll run away just as quickly in the most subtlest of moves. And yet imagine if you just stood still and just allowed whatever is meant for you right now to come through, as opposed to letting the fear of whatever this is for you that I'm channeling through for y'all, pile number one. You know what that is for you, especially if you're still here. So by the way, please like and subscribe, join the tribe. I will be posting more content for y'all. Whatever it is for you has the opportunity to breeze through and allow it to be a much easier, if not even like kind of like a breath of fresh air kind of a moment and experience, should you just choose to change direction. Pigs are incredibly smart. Mix that in with the power of intuition here with the white raven spirit. When you accept something about yourself, others will begin to as well. And thus you commence this initiation, this purging, if you will, this transformation, and this newfound love of existence in your life. When you choose yourself, I mean, really choose yourself. There's this path of self-love that I'm sensing here with y'all right now, as far as accepting some form of decisions that you made. Perhaps maybe you cared for someone whom unfortunately had passed away and you're really beating yourself up for it. Or if there isn't perhaps maybe a literal death, it could be metaphoric. Maybe I mentioned relationships earlier. It could be that you recognized you weren't really there for your person and thus it ended. And now you're mourning that, you know, you're blaming yourself for the choices that you have made. Stop doing that. Get back into the moment and make it right. Trust in the magic of life, of presence. Ground yourself. I mean, shoot, even the pig has wings. What is with all the winged creatures coming out in today's? Honestly, I was even pulled to wearing this particular ring, and it's a little owl. Like, let's pull some tarot for you. Let's dive in even deeper now. We are using the tarot for the great outdoors. We have Temperance. The Four of Stones. Heard this one? Yes. Okay. We have the Knight of Stones. We have the Ten of Blades, the Five of Sticks, and the Six of Sticks. I'm hearing more, so okay, let's get the full story out here, shall we? What does pile one need to hear? What's the deep dive in today? I hear this one. We have Wheel of Fortune. I heard in reverse, Four of Blades. King of Sticks. I heard shuffle in and pop out. Okay, Spirit's being very specific, but it's all good. And there's the pop out. I heard in reverse, so if these are in reverse, we'll keep them as such. We have the Queen of Stones as well as the Eight of Blades. Okay. So I'm going to name these suits as they are in tarot versus their names here, just to help anyone else who's not familiar with this deck make sense of the reading, if you guys are familiar with tarot yourself. Okay, just pointing that out there. So pile one, deep dive. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm running a little bit out of room, but I think we're good. Yeah, we're great. Okay, pile one. Messages from my pile one. Okay. Linkin Park came into my head. What song is it? It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. Okay. You're really not being seen for a lot of the efforts. Perhaps maybe I'm sensing here, Soul Fam, that you have really put in a lot of work in yourself, okay? So this grounding message could in fact be slightly, I kind of want to say like agitating, okay? Because you're like, I know and I am and I'm doing these things, but again, like that anger and that annoyance, that like that pit of despair that's coming up to the surface needs to come up and out. That is what signifies true grounding, when you allow the emotional expression to happen freely. Because oftentimes what gets a little bit misconstrued with the presence, or the premise rather, of grounding is it's almost like an accidental emotional or spiritual bypassing. We say ground yourself, and you immediately perhaps maybe suppress some of the emotions, and you just want to be present in the here and now and just be happy. But with you, Power One, what requires is expression, is a change of perception, one that will come with an emotional outburst of whatever kind. For some of you, it is anger. For some of you, it is despair. For some of you, it is grief. For some of you, it's, we can name a lot of the most uncomfortable types of emotions right now under the sun. Whatever it is for you, or maybe it's a huge combination thereof, you are to really expel it, okay? Because the Four of Coins comes out here, says that there's something being hidden, right? Something that is not being fully expressed and shown to its greatest capability, although it's trying to be something, you know? The reason why I'm picking this up, right? Intuitively speaking, a park in the midst of a city, it's like you have just a little glimpse of nature, of grounding, but it's not, let's say, the full outdoors and mountains, and you know what I'm saying, sort of. We're gonna move on. With the Knight of Coins coming out now too, it requires you to delve in even deeper, to allow something to go below the surface, perhaps maybe below and deeper than any emotional exertion that you can call up to date right now, you know? And that's that aspect of you that feels neglected. That part, right? Like if that resonates with you, for example, like what emotional expressions come up when you tell yourself, I'm being neglected? Is it anger? Does your heart hurt? Like what is it? Do you just want to cry? Good, do that thing. Okay? Once you do, you can then begin to move a different direction. But sometimes the acceptance of peace and love and tranquility, and that acceptance, that grounding in a more peaceful state, like we need to make room for that type of level of awareness that we're unable to obtain without the right type of emotional expulsion. Because our nervous system, well, it keeps us safe, right? Our nervous system has us suppress particular types of emotional expression when we don't feel safe enough to actually process and experience them in their entirety. And so later in life, it's almost like there's like this culmination of emotions that come up to the mental space. And they're coming up because they're now at the finish line of being suppressed within your body, okay? The Ten of Blades is the Ten of Swords. It's the final straw of you releasing something of you really getting to the end of a particular journey. And it's something that is being battled out right now with the Five of Wands. It's like you still have to go on this uphill battle, and you've gone far up enough already. So I do understand the exhaustion, the longevity, and the exhaustion, and the anger, and all of that, like wit's end energy that I just, oh my goodness gracious, if I continue tapping into your energy, pal number one, I'm about to have a freaking breakdown. And you should. It's 22:44 on my timer. You have really beautiful alignment and synchronicity around you, so fam, constantly reminding you that you are safe, you're protected, you're guided, you're okay. And yet when you have this reaction, again, this mental, emotional like play of stuff that like you got to just express it, okay? Because once you do, you are going to be able to turn, I just heard like the hands of time, especially here with the Wheel of Fortune, right? You start switching directions. This is the success card, by the way. It's always my success card. It is the Six of Wands, okay? We're looking at the Six of Wands. First, you're going up one direction, okay? With the five, we go from the 5 to the 6 here for you. Put it like this so it makes a little bit more sense on screen. So you keep going up, you're exhausted, right? But once you finally allow this like downpour of emotions, you start to switch gears. And going downhill also, like, I don't know if y'all are avid hikers in here, but like, you know, some people really love the climb and then forget that you have to come all the way back down, and you're using a completely different set of muscles in your legs, and you're like, oh my God, it's like you're jello at the end of it. You know what I mean? It's like, whew, and your knees on the way down. Don't get me started. But you're turning things into your favor. So although it's not exactly the easiest, and it's a little bit wet, it's uncomfortable, it's muggy, but you start easing up. You start getting closer and closer to your vehicle. The hike is almost over. Like, you're so excited to have gone to the top, and you've gone through the experiences, you've seen your views, and now all you want to do is just get back into bed, maybe eat a big meal and shit, you know? You get to turn it around into your favor. Slowly but surely, and it does take a little bit more time, but I think that you're like this close right now to a freaking breakthrough, and what it requires is immense grounding for you to purge and trust in the magic of your intuition and what it is that you are guided and pushed to do right now in order for your mindset to completely switch into something beautiful. And it will come with an acceptance piece. The Four of Swords in reverse speaks to me of more action as opposed to relaxation and sitting. Like, it's, you're going to want to keep on going down this new path that you're taking, and you're really going to enjoy it. The King of Wands comes out here. I mean, we go from the 5 to the 6 to the King of Wands. Friends, whatever experience it was that has you in this quote unquote rock bottom or heartache, or however it is that you're identifying with this right now, this low, this desire for change, to be seen, to be heard appropriately, to be really truly loved, and the pain that comes from realizing all of the times that the opposite was temporarily true. Now you can open up to the other truth that also exists, and that is you are loved, you are appreciated, you're doing everything amazing, and you get to now experience life and perhaps maybe pave new ways for other people to be able to really truly heal based off of your ability to heal. You know, we kind of start paving it forward that way. Being selfish in this case is incredibly selfless, because giving more to yourself is allowing another person the permission to do the same for themselves too. And through that sort of switch in self-perception and self-sufficiency, you get to interconnect more in a healthy way. Now, there is a warning here, okay? Because for some of y'all whom this may apply, it's very interesting that these cards came out and I said, like I immediately heard in reverse. So we were supposed to keep it in reverse. Now there's this Queen of Coins energy that is in reverse that for some reason, this is definitely talking to me about some sort of like dissociation ability, like, or rather inability to stay present and in the moment. You're going to kind of constantly want to run away, okay, from an experience of sorts. And the Knight of Swords, or Knight, interesting, I said Knight of Swords. The Eight of Swords in reverse could have a lot of, what's the energy I'm feeling from this? I know it doesn't really rely on the imagery right now, but I'm going to speak on what my intuition is bringing through for y'all, okay? I'm going to trust in that magic here. You could have some nightmares, okay? Your dreams might be kind of messing with you right now, and that's causing a form of dissociation. Like if, okay, let me put in this perspective. I got it. Thank you, Spirit, so much. Okay, whew. Give me 1 second here. If you ever, okay, start experiencing nightmares or have like big trouble sleeping, okay, like you have a lot of like fears, especially of nighttime, okay, like that Knight of Swords wasn't in fact like the Knight of Swords is in like the tarot card, it was like nighttime. Like nighttimes bring sorrow, bring pain, bring the opportunity to actually think. Maybe throughout the day you keep incredibly busy and you're kind of more dissociated from actually dealing from whatever it is that this scenario is kind of bringing about, right? Whatever this is for you personally. You get a chance to kind of separate from it, to keep busy, to take care of the kids, to run your errands, to do your job, to do, you know, whatever it is that you got to do, okay? Like life is busy. I mean, we got a lot going on usually, right? But the night falls and then boom, like everything else creeps up. If the nightmares start peeking in, okay, just know that although that too is very uncomfortable, it's allowing your mind to do exactly what it is to do, or that it's required to do, and that is to process and heal something that consciously you are avoiding, okay? So our dreams are really beautiful in that regard because it allows us to process and release certain things, certain factors of our lives in such a way that we can do so safely, you know? In a way that consciously we don't allow ourselves to get through, for example, and so our dreams do that for us. And we're witness to some of those dreams, right? Like you may not always remember your dreams, but the dreams that you are consciously more aware of, the ones that you can recall, the symbolism, the things, the words, the moments there, right? Like perhaps it's a memory, perhaps maybe it's a feeling, you resonate with something. That occurs because it's like the little puzzle piece of healing that you have done, right? There's something that required processing, and your brain, your powerful mind is offering you a safer way of experiencing that. So don't be afraid to sleep, to dream, okay? And just know that nightmares subside when you allow the emotional releases that are required to happen, okay? Because our intuition, our dreams, our emotions, that all comes from that unconscious mind. So one way or another, your unconscious mind, this powerful unconscious mind, is releasing something within you that your consciousness, your ego, your form of protection is saying no, it's rejecting, or it's perhaps maybe going, you're just tricking yourself through some form of bypass, soul fam, even if that includes the spiritual stuff, right? If it includes keeping busy throughout the days and things like, but when you sit in your emotions and you allow whatever it is to come up and you don't judge yourself for it, you just allow yourself to express something that you've never felt safe to express before, but now you can, now you do, you send a completely different message to your entire way of being, your body, your nervous system, your perception changes because you're like, wow, I can release this now, I'm safe now. We can change now, we can we can release. So this message found you, pile number one, because you're being called now to let go. And the outcome is really, really good, okay? The outcome is better than you are currently expecting and narrating it to be. You just gotta, well, you just gotta trust me. Trust in yourself, all right? This message found you for a reason. Let's get some closing messages for you. This card flipped out. We have heal. Heal. I heard one more. Actually, this card stuck out. Okay, we have determination. Pisces energy out here too. One more. This card. What's that? Power. Ooh. Interesting, because I keep hearing one more. So, okay, I'm understanding the pattern here from Spirit. Thank you. Okay. Adaptation, yes. Is it going to be a one and done kind of cry and move on? No. I think whatever it is, pile number one, that you have been experiencing, it's 33 on the timer, by the way, you and your synchronicities. It's deeper than just a one and done, okay? That being said, the more that you follow this type of advice, I would highly recommend, pile number one, you take this over to like a professional, a mental health, like a therapist of sorts, okay? A life coach if they align to your form of grievances, okay? Perhaps maybe some form of like a counselor. I do hypnotherapy myself, so I can absolutely help with emotional releases of any kind. Okay, I am board certified in NLP and hypnotherapy, so KNMWitchery.com if you want the details. But nevertheless, when you allow these emotional releases to take place consistently, one by one, you're going to have the next steps. Okay, so behind every like wave of emotional expulsion, let's say perhaps maybe you're opening up to anger, okay, because we have power out here with Aries, beautiful. So when we're really angry and we allow ourselves to safely release that anger, perhaps maybe through, let's say like a punching bag or something, right? Or what I often recommend my clients is to scream into a pillow, right? Or when you're in your car, you crank up the volume and you just have yourself a wail, like who cares, okay? Like, you get out whatever it is that you got to get out and expel from you, right? And the more that you do that, you're going to notice that every single time things kind of get easier. You start healing, you start recognizing the power that's within you, and you're more determined to keep on going, to keep on altering your course, yourself, your ability to adapt to this situation, no matter how unprecedented and unfortunate and difficult and albeit traumatic it has been for you, soul fam. This message found you here today because Spirit wants you to know that you can heal. And you're worthy of healing and being recognized for who you really truly are. And I keep hearing again, you are a good mom. So to my mothers in pile number one, I do hope that this resonated with you. And for anyone else who had tuned in, thank you so much for being here. Just the same, I do hope that you found the right resonances within these messages that were required to meet you today. If you are open to it, please perhaps comment. What can you comment down below? You know, just comment pile one. or maybe a little, I don't know. I would like to send you my love. Okay, so if you're open to perhaps connecting in the comments down below, please just drop a note and I can send you a little white heart of love or anything else that you may need today. But nevertheless, soul fam, thank you again for tuning in. If I don't see you in another pile, I do sure hope I will see you in another reading. So be sure to please subscribe. And if you'd ever be interested in more in-depth and exclusive content, be sure to check out K&M Witchery on Patreon as well. So everything is linked down below should you be interested, all right? Much love to you. Happy healing. Take your time. Keep grounding. And you got this, pile one. Thank you so much for allowing me into your energy today. Peace. Hey, Hey, how's it going? Pile number 2. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. I hope the messages relayed from your spirit animal guides are what it is that you need today. So let's get started, shall we? Y'all chose the Sandpiper Spirit Be Playful. I am urged to tell y'all that the Tempest Tarot deck was called out to me. This is kind of like my C deck, if you will. There is something about a lake house, I am to say. Something about boats, a port, like a dock. Very seascapes. I just heard ski, like ski-doos and things like that. Like, you know, like those kind of vibes, like very much lake house adventure vibes, you know? I don't know if that resonates with you, pal, too, then you can definitely take this as some form of like a confirmation. But let's dive into what else there is. We have koala spirit and we have porcupine spirit. All right, be playful. Spirit has a plan and time for beginner mind. Let's channel in messages for my wonderful pile 2. Aha, and my nose itched. Okay, so hello, perfectionists. What's up? What it do? Yeah, my name's Kat. Who are you? Let me know in the comments down below. Look, there is a need for you to, like, you know what? Yeah, like gas pedal, like floor it, have some fun, be spontaneous, color outside the lines. There's this call for you, pal, too, right now to let go, okay? To still be safe and have fun in controlled manners, but to also like wing it, you know, having a plan and knowing everything before you can be like super happy and content about where it is that you are, with who you are, where you are, etc. Essentially being overly controlling over some aspects of your life, in particular the plans, anything that you might be starting anew right now. Perhaps maybe it's a new job, a new relationship. Maybe you're somewhere brand new as far as travel is concerned. Maybe there's something about a boat. Like, I don't know. Let me know what that lake house thing had anything to do with whatever. But nevertheless, starting something new comes with this discomfort. You know, we don't know what to expect. We're novice. We're amateurs. We're unsure. We're imperfect. Oh no, to be imperfect. And here's the thing. That no longer matters as far as your idea of how things are to play out. All you are to focus on, pal 2, is your desired outcome. Have tunnel vision towards that and trust that in process, what unravels as it is meant to unravel, including all of the lessons, all of the steps, all of the things that you need to learn along the way, all of the things that make you slightly uncomfortable, yes, but if you approach them with more fun and more of like a childlike curiosity and such, right? Like you just, if you make a mess or if you screw something up or if you have a question, like you're able to accept the fact that you're learning something and thus you let go of like this tension or this over expectation of self or others perceiving you the way that you want them to perceive you, and that is someone who is like really smart and just really good at this job or this thing, and like lo and behold, you are really good. Like you're here in this particular experience because you're meant to be here. You're worth being here. So continue to trust that all of the work and effort, trials and tribulations, blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, it could get dramatic. I love this energy though. All of that you put in to your past to get you to where it is that you are right here and right now, that, my friends, is just going to get added on to. Meaning that the road to this outcome, to this greater version of yourself, to obtain the accomplishments that you're hoping to receive, require, just like a next step, a next level, a next layer. But you've done this before, right? You've been here before. Meaning, you'll be able to do it again. So this illusion of failure, or like over perfectionism, or like need to like control the outcomes or perceptions of you, et cetera, and just needing to like just be that, I don't know, there's just, you have things that you really want done, and you want to control everything that comes with it innately. Maybe you just have this like unconscious need to do it, right? I still think that you guys are like really playful and like chill and stuff like that too. I'm not at all picking up this version of an individual that is like really high strung all the time, but there is this like over expectation of self and how and who you should be. And it could be because of the ways that you were potentially brought up and stuff, right? Like maybe your caregivers like over expected things from you, or really needed things to be a certain way, and in order for you to get appraisal or some form of affection from them, doing things the way that they needed it done, offered that to you. Otherwise, you didn't get it. And so you developed habits, patterns, right? And Spirit's telling you now that you're at this point in this junction in your life where you can in fact kind of start to drop your shoulders a little bit more and know that you've acquired everything that you require in order to get to where it is that you want to go, and you're great just as you are, and you can have some fun now. Like you can kick back, trusting that Spirit's got a plan. Like you're exactly where and who it is that you got to be, and like you have permission, pile number 2, to go with the flow and have fun with it, and understand that there are 0 judgments cast on you, that you're learning, that you're in this phase that is a mystery that's unfolding. Like if you look at this experience, whatever it may be for you personally, because of course this is a YouTube video, so if you ever need something precise and concise, canonwitchery.com is the only place you could book with me, all right? But nevertheless, whatever it is that you are experiencing and you are going through right now, you have the ability to ease up on it. I don't know. Like, it doesn't always have to be so hard. And right now, spiritually, it's definitely not meant to be perceived that way. So let's get some more details here, okay? We're going to deep dive the tarot. As mentioned before, I'm using the Tempest Tarot for y'all. So let's see. We have the Fool, yes. So like here it is. We're starting something brand spanking new. We've never been here before. It's something that is uncomfortable. It's wild. Maybe some people perceive you as being the Fool. Ask yourself, as you're tuning in here and you're looking at this image here, are you moving towards or away from the storm? There's no wrong answer, by the way. Just know that no matter the discomfort, perhaps maybe moving away from something, hoping that you get away from it fast enough, or you're moving towards it because, I don't know, you can. There's going to be discomfort one way or another, but choosing it to be your way right now is the right way. There's this aspect of really standing like 10 toes down into who you are and allowing like this like playful authenticity to shine through, to have courage to just be yourself and trust that Even if people do deem you the fool, or maybe perhaps you've accepted that about yourself and thus are now being called to loosen the reins on this expected like perfectionism that I keep picking up from y'all, you know. You start this really wonderful adventure. Never underestimate the Fool either, by the way. You guys should look into like the history and stuff of jesters. They're really great. We have the Page of Swords. Yeah, here we go. With the Page of Swords, we are discovering something new. We are researching. We're getting curious about enhancing some form of knowledge. You know, we're increasing our level of awareness in a particular subject or topic. You were being called to start something brand spanking new with a childlike perspective and being open to it, right? There's a reminder that sometimes things take time. I heard this. No. Okay, well, I'm just going to shuffle. The Hermit. Boy, how cute. I'm going to, like, yeah, okay, hold on. Sorry, I can't speak as I'm channeling. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull out the rest of the cards. I heard 4 more. Nice. Interesting. All right. So fam, let's get into it. On the table, we have the Fool, Page of Swords, Hermit, Queen of Cups, Empress, Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups. So we've got ourselves a little partnership here. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Yo, brand new beginnings all freaking around. Number one, this is like screaming emotional intelligence to me, okay? This is an ability to, in fact, create something new based on a new understanding and perception of self, okay? Perhaps maybe a lot of that perfectionism, energy, and quality is a little bit more of your past self, okay? Or it's, of course, your current self, and you're giving yourself the permission to align with such a message that will help you perhaps maybe change your awareness on you know, letting go of some reins, regardless of where it is that you are on this path. If you're still here, you're letting go of the reins, and there's this acknowledgement of the work that you've done on yourself in private, in healing. The Hermit, you may have been in hiding for quite some time in your little shell, you know, kind of only moving where it is that you got to be as you got to be, and now you want to be free. With the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here, not only have you been able to find ways of, let's say, nurturing yourself and caring for yourself from an emotional lens, meaning that you do things that are good for your heart and for your emotional well-being, whether that be exercising appropriately, okay, because we have a very masculine approach here. So you could be going to the gym very regularly, right? Like getting those endorphins and eating healthy, like things that help with our gut, which then, of course, help with our emotional state of being as well. And when it comes to that feminine side of healing, you allow for the emotional care to take place as it needs to take place. You maybe affirm really wonderful things to yourself too. There is something about like mindfulness, like eating with y'all too, that's coming through. So I don't know, boat houses, eating, I don't know. Let me know. Pile number 2 with Empress coming out. There is this really wonderful opportunity for you to create something. So I don't know what project or job or opportunity it is that you have. There's this like really wonderful starting over aspect here that is being presented to you that you are to take and hang onto that shit, okay? Grip onto it real tight. Like, be selfish with the opportunities that you have. The Four of Pentacles is oftentimes like seen as someone who is a little bit more, I guess, like selfish and stuff. But I'm saying, like, do that. Like, be a little bit more selfish, right? A little selfishness goes a long way, especially for someone who's as emotionally intelligent as you, okay? You have the ability to detach from people, places, and things that kind of disturb your emotional and mental ways of being, right? And so I think that there's an acknowledgement here for pile number 2 that you are more willing to be more playful, to let go of the people-pleasing natures that you have been, in a way, maybe nurtured to be. I'm just seeing someone standing with their hand on their heart. There's this self-appreciation. The Ace of Cups here, it's like a newfound love for yourself. And if you haven't obtained that just yet, right? And all the self-love stuff, you're sitting here going like, what are you talking about, Kat? Like, maybe, you know, you're still working on that level of self-acceptance and such, right? We're all in different points of this path, whatever the path is for you, in different categories, etc. Nevertheless, soul fam, honoring who you are as you are helps to create and stabilize a new type of vibration onto this world. And holding that energy allows other people to do the same, to follow your footsteps. Perhaps what it is that you are uncovering is going to be something that you're going to become a master in. Every winner, every master, every guru started off somewhere after all, right? And there's this emotional readiness that's going to come from this. Whether you're using this readiness and you've accomplished a lot of that and that's what's allowing you to push through, or pushing through is going to lead to that emotional stability and awareness. However it is that part resonates with you, let go and just go with the flow. Working with the theme here of the sea and water. Having 2 aces here too, really humbling this new like way of being through feeling. It's like you're very quick to be able to manifest things when you, again, focus more on the outcome and trust that spirit's got your back on the rest. All you got to do is stay focused. Stay in that trust, love yourself enough, and be brave enough to start something new, to accept the offers. And keep them close to your heart. You don't have to share everything with everyone. I think that's kind of what got y'all in trouble at one point or another, Pal 2. Also, sleep a little bit more, okay? There's this message coming through. I'm kind of feeling it on my forehead. I just want to like close my eyes and like take a nap right now. Incorporate more of that slower life, okay? The Hermit here could even be a request for you to do that, to go within a little bit more, to prioritize time again for a little bit more of that self-care, okay? When your body is exhausted, listen to it, okay? Otherwise, in some form or another, your life is going to bring you to some form of a halt, okay? When your body is exhausted and telling you to rest and you ignore it, this is how we create chaos around us to make us sit, to make us rest, you know? Like this, for example, like let's say we, knock on wood, sprain our ankle, or we get sick or something, you know, we get a migraine, like something puts us on our ass like that, you know, you can avoid that when you listen to your body and you cater to it. So some of y'all need to incorporate more rests, more breaks. Maybe you've been really just overworking yourself and such. Let me know where you're at on your overcoming perfectionism and people-pleasing journey, okay? Because this is hitting group number 2 in different ways, but I do hope that you trust in this new beginning, whatever the opportunity is for you. And it could even be a couple of different things. Something that was manifested from the heart and another that was presented because of it, or the other way around, or maybe it's a culmination of both. But I do really also like that everyone is looking forward. I don't think I've ever had that in a tarot deck. Every single person is looking forward. You're steady. Keep your focus. Just focus on where you're going. Worry a lot less about how. And when you don't know what to do next, go within. Listen to your intuition. Tap into your body. What does your body require from you right now? What is your intuition telling you? Whatever it is, that first thing that comes up, follow it. Because your intuition is a call for action. I had to change my battery there. Temporary changes and distractions. And you know what? That metaphorically actually says something too, about like you taking breaks and things, listening to your body, recharging your battery, switching things up. You know what's really interesting too is not only is everybody here looking for it, but so is the koala. That really emphasizes that spirit has your back. You're being watched. You're being protected. You could be uncovering this newfound knowledge of self and of your intuition and such, and recognizing the power behind self-nurturing and care and love and therapy. The more you uncover about yourself, the more you can stand 10 toes down into who it is that you are, and you let go of how other people perceive you and how things will turn out, because, well, you know that you're capable and you're trying, and that sort of trust in self leads to a more it's like it leads to a greater possibility of change, of the tides to keep on turning. Rolling, rolling. Na, 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 na. I don't know why that song came up, but whoever needed that. Let's start pulling from the Wild Mystic Oracle. Is this the right way? Yeah. We have care at the bottom there. There was no coincidence that I wanted to double check that. And there's like a crab. So you guys could maybe be of a water sign. We've got, of course, Cancer on the table here. Who else do we have? Okay, well, we have kindness. Care and kindness, definitely towards the self, okay? The more that you actually love on yourself, the less judgment you hold on yourself, the less others will also reflect that judgment onto you, and you'll also judge other people less too, which opens up to more ability to, in fact, come out of shells, and people reflect them true selves at you and show more kindness and such like that, right? Speaking as someone, I wasn't always the nicest person, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Nevertheless, really healing and going through a lot of this process too allows other people to be vulnerable with me just the same, and we all kind of heal together, and we're so kind to each other, and being spiritual and being nice don't exactly kind of align, because it's about being a good person, not always overly people pleasing and fake in a way. Being overly nice all the time, that's not authentic to the real true human experience, right? And so placing yourself first also reflects the relationships around you too, even if this is professional. You align with more authentic, more loyal partners. Aren't those qualities that you would actually want within a business partner? First of all, ain't nobody gonna be my business partner who is unable to be loyal. It ain't about being nice and being a pushover. The customer is not always right, respectfully, okay? Boundaries are good. Respect is good. Kindness is good. So the more that you become that, the more that you actually get to experience that in some relationships in and around you. You have the invitation now, pile number 2, if not already, to experience that. You have confidence on here, right? Where wasn't I just saying something here about confidence? Standing 10 toes down, trusting in your decision, your direction, even if other people deem you a fool. So what? Don't worry about it. There's all of these different types of realities that exist simultaneously. All of the different opportunities and outcomes and possibilities, everything. It's endless. Staying stuck and stagnant is no longer something that you're willing to do. Living your life based on other people's perceptions, idealisms, expectations, and whatever about you, it no longer has to be. You get to live for yourself now, and that there comes with a really beautiful confidence. It's a big self-love message here, you know, and loosening up the reins on self-expectation will definitely help with any sort of like perfectionism that peeks through. We have collaborate that came through as well. And thus you will be you'll be able to build off of really beautiful interconnection. I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised that like things will still get done and will still be fun. That combination will lead you to like the right people. It'll entice people to come along the journey with you, perhaps, maybe, and want to loosen up their own reins too. Again, like your changes allow other people the permission to do the same. Excuse me. Maybe there's something you got to speak up to about confidently. And it will allow you to align with people who mirror your morals, your values, your level of kindness and care and confidence. I heard loyalty again, so there's something big about loyalty around here. Around here, these parts. I don't know, there's something about like Southern America too. I heard one more, but then I heard no. Interesting. So what does that mean? I'm curious. We have protect. And then I heard no. Maybe you have to... You no longer really have to overly protect yourself. The koala here is quite significant to anyone tuning in. So if you wouldn't mind letting me know, pile 2, what does the koala signify for you? Because that's the part that you must know that you are well protected in, and you no longer have to stay overly guarded in. It's a very interesting message coming out with this, but I do hope that it resonates with anyone who needed it. That's what I got for y'all. I heard my snaps. Ooh. I do hope that this message resonated. Do let me know. Perhaps maybe drop a little koala emoji down below. That would be lovely. Otherwise, do let me know your resonances. And just rest. Okay? Take it easy, pile number 2. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel you today. if I don't see you in another pile, I do sure hope to see you in another reading. So please be sure to subscribe and join the tribe. I am posting more and more often here, twice a week on this channel. So yeah, you'll be able to tune in. Otherwise, if you're experiencing, I don't know, an urge for more, you could check out my other channels on YouTube as well as my Patreon for additional exclusive content and any sort of, what are those things called? Extendeds. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to shut off right now and take my own advice and a rest. So I do hope y'all have a really beautiful rest of your day or evening or whatever time it is. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Hello, what it do? Pile number 3. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. Let's dive into what your spirit animals have to say. You have selected pile 3, the turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. I'm gonna tell you one thing, okay? I really like your energy. Literally a minute before, as I was like tapping into your energy, you know, just getting the vibes. You get it, you get it. I immediately just got like this like wave of happiness and, well, as it states here, gratitude. So soul fam, look, if you've been a little bit down in the dumps, okay, because I did hear bah humbug. I also keep hearing gobble, 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 gobble. So I don't know who that's for, but like spirit was like, say gobble, gobble. I'm like, okay, gobble, gobble. Like you may have been down in the dumps for quite some time, and now get ready to receive is ultimately the message here, okay? And for that to occur, you have to welcome it in. So there might perhaps be a mentality and mindset switch that is now being called into action by you from spirit, okay? To be open and allowing of happiness to come through must come with an acceptance of what currently is, okay? And that will allow anything else to come through. And like straight up, okay, if that part doesn't necessarily resonate, okay, and a lot of y'all are like incredibly happy already and you're just like, yeah, that's just how it goes for me, then this might not be your reading. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Yeah, that bah humbug, respectfully, when I say woe is me type of attitude that I'm sensing is a yesteryear type of a vibration for my pile number 3s, okay? Spirit is coming through me into this reading for you today, pile number 3, to let you know that everything has happened for a reason. And I know that's so freaking cliche, and it's almost like it's so condescending, isn't it? To be like, everything happened for a reason, just be happy. But if we really unfold the meaning behind such a statement and allow ourselves to change the narrative around and gauge the sense of control that we currently have because of these experiences, you can find the true meaning behind everything happens for a reason. Without all of that, you wouldn't be as strong, as capable, as nurturing, as empathic, as willing to help other people feel what you never wish to feel yourself. Like, I've worded that wrong. Sorry, blame that on Mercury retrograde. But what I'm saying is you've undergone a lot of difficulties in your life and you never wish to have anyone in your presence feel the way that those experiences had made you feel, you know? So you overgive in a positive way to ensure that everyone that come across your way will feel love and kindness, generosity and grace. And Spirit is saying thank you for that, and for you to get ready to receive yourself. You are never alone is a call I keep hearing call to action. So there is something. Pile 3, perhaps maybe you are to call in a resource, okay? Something coming through here for some of y'all, you may have received a business card from someone or some sort of recommendation, referral. Go ahead and have that conversation, you know? Even if you don't commit, whatever this means, you can always just try something new, try it out, expand your resources, get other opinions. I'm not really sure what this whole spiel is about, pile number 3, but some of y'all are nodding your heads, okay? So go ahead and make that phone call and set that appointment and do what it is that you gotta do, okay? But otherwise, it could just be a call for you to reach out to a friend, okay? To let somebody know that you're not doing so great, okay? Open up to sharing your experiences, no matter how much they may sting you. I know, pile number 3, y'all are giving me the vibe of like, even when you're down in dumps and really upset at life and your circumstances, you're unwilling to share and expose that aspect of you because you don't want to bring people down with you, quote unquote. You don't want people to feel bad or whatever, but like, okay, that's the part of the narrative that you really got to cut out, okay? That's the mindset change that we are now being called to alter, okay? And that is moving away from being the dependent, okay, and opening up to interdependence. Because I think a lot of people rely on you, pile 3, and you rarely let other people to be there for you. And Spirit is saying, yo, let us in. You're likely undergoing something, again, very challenging, very heavy. I'm not going to resonate on what that is. After all, this is a YouTube reading. After all, if you would ever like something precise and concise to you, knwitchery.com is the only place you could ever book with me, all right? But nevertheless, so fam, whatever it is that you are going through, you may have convinced yourself that you're alone in this, that no one else will understand. Respectfully, when I say this, like, where the violence, okay? Like, you have so many people in your corner, pile 3. If you could just open up to that, to understand that all of the love and generosity, grace, patience, kindness that you have shared with other people, they're more than willing to step up and be that for you too. Why not? Why not open up? You have given so much with gratitude and grace and put so many smiles across people's faces. Why not allow them to do that onto you too? Why sabotage yourself from experiencing connection, from experiencing community and friendship? You have that around you. You've just overextended and outpoured your cup that now you're being called to refill it. And in process of doing that and welcoming other people to pour onto you, to whether this is advice, whether this is form of, let's say, financial help, it could be mental health awareness and help, like through forms of therapy, I mean. It could be you asking for help around specific chores or something, right? Like maybe there's a spouse or a roommate that got so used to you doing that thing and now it's overwhelming you. And again, you're overpouring your cup that like, but asking for help, you're fearing that like disappointment, or you know that it's going to be inconveniencing for them because they've got this and this going on in your life. So you're just going to keep on doing it, but you're exhausted and it's starting to create resentment. It's starting to really put more weight on your shoulders. Maybe you're exhausted. You know, like there's all of these different like baggages that I'm feeling like from all different levels, even if it's just as simple as chores. Now, it could be as grand as anything else that you've got going on in your personal lives, because sometimes life stings. So you know what that is for you, pile number 3. But nevertheless, like the worst that will happen is someone says no. Okay. And I know that might be kind of terrifying to receive for the first time, or when you're not really used to it, or maybe you have been used to it so much and that's why you stopped asking for help, right? Because being hyper independent and becoming the dependent on other people, or other people rather becoming dependent on you, has just become like your way of being. You're the strong one after all, right? Oh, didn't that make you cringe? I personally cannot stand when people call me the strong one. Like that is a role that was given to you, not necessarily chosen, and yet it eventually became a choice because it was the only way through connection that you grew to feel accepted and wanted. Now it's time for you to welcome that kindness, love, generosity, patience, help back onto you. This is that beautiful karma that's coming your way. You know what they say, what you put out comes back times 3. Well, allow your blessings to accumulate is one thing. Rejecting them or sabotaging them from coming in is a whole different story. And so your animal spirit guides are coming through to say, snap out of it, okay? It's time for you to let somebody in. All right, so yeah, call to action is to open up. I am getting called to the Fountain Tarot for you. So let's deep dive with tarot now and learn what it is that you need to hear. Okay, let's get some guided messages, whatever it is that you need to know and learn right now to help you on your merry way. So we have the Knight of Coins that lovingly flew out. This card really wants to come out. 6 of Cups, yes. A return on investment, friends. Go ahead and accept that wealth coming right back onto you. And this might be a process, okay? Switching from, let's say, having more of like a people-pleasing nature over to becoming interdependent can be a little bit of a struggle. And yet you can make it easier on yourself through practice, just by reaching out and being like, hey, I am having difficulty with this and this. Could you maybe help me with that? Or can we think of a new type of routine or solution or schedule for this? Or, you know, like, you might need to build some comfort in and around having these types of conversations, and yet you now, Spirit is advising me to tell y'all, are accumulating the right types of resources around you. There's something big on resources that will help you really make everything easier and lighter and balanced. Three of Cups. There's this really wonderful participation from your loved ones, from your friends, from your network and community. You know what? I'm sensing like you're the glue. Pile number 3. Have you been told that before? Like you're the glue in this family. Nurturing, keeping everyone and everything together. And now it's your turn. It's your turn to receive a little bit more. This is a beautiful message, pile number 3. Beautiful message. Card that had flipped out is the 3 of Swords. Ah, that was really interesting. Okay, I know it was just a fluke because I kind of, moved the cards myself, but the way that happened, this pushing away kind of a feeling due to some heartache, does expand on the previous channeled message in and around you asking for help before and it being rejected, it being denied, it being neglected, etc., okay? That is no longer the case. Allow yourself to believe that, or perhaps maybe stop asking the same people for help knowing that the pattern will repeat itself. Perhaps maybe expand your network. This is where that message of that resource comes into play. Make the phone call, make the connection, make the network, take the chance, make a new friend. Whatever it is that you got to do, okay? Repeating the same thing is what? The definition of insanity, especially if you expect a different outcome. So maybe go a different direction, ask a different question, approach it differently, whatever this and however this resonates, with you personally, right? It may feel like it's going to be the end of the world and things might topple and turn. And guess what? You're still going to regain balance again. Okay? You can't have full control on people's reactions, but you can control how it is that you will choose to react, okay? How you will choose to respond, not even only react, okay? I think that when it comes to this heartache, you're now given this opportunity to prove yourself wrong in the best ways, okay? Feeding into the narrative that you don't have the right support team and stuff is now what is being, again, kind of like rewired and changed, because you are never alone. And especially when life starts stinging and you feel that weight on your shoulders and you just need help, you want community, you want to maybe be held together as opposed to consistently being the quote unquote glue, you know, you got to give into it. And that's what's going to welcome in even more stability into yourself, okay? Especially if this is about finances. There's something here that came through already before with y'all, something about finances, okay? So maybe you got to reach out and ask somebody for a hand. Financial assistance. I just heard that you will be able to give back and pay back, okay? It's just a matter of also honoring yourself and your own worth to be able to obtain that assistance so that spirit can bless you with a flood of even more. I just keep hearing like there's more where that came from. You just got to open up to it. Okay. So there's this choice, this 2 of coins here. Do I or do I not? And yet you're freaking drowning. Why? Why drown yourself in a decision? Like, just choose something, anything at this point to help you, to save you. You know, Spirit's just saying, yo, like, hello, reach out. The Hierophant comes out here as well. So this could be a counselor, okay? I did also hear like a priest or a pastor, okay? If you are religious under any means, then perhaps maybe reach out to your church or to the support group and all that there. Otherwise, this could be someone whom is simply educated in whatever it is that you are hoping to overcome. And I keep hearing it's like someone's like giving a card saying like call me, or like here it is, or I know someone. Like I keep hearing those kind of phrases while seeing this kind of gesture of like a piece of paper, and like, you know, and it's like Spirit keeps saying and offering you different synchronicities in forms of like numbers and forms of symbolism. Like you keep asking Spirit for a sign and you're getting it, but you're not fully trusting it. You're not meeting the synchronicity where it is that you are being guided and led to trust. This box will only open when you choose it to. The light, the abundance, the happiness, the connection, the resources. I keep hearing resources. What is that? I just heard that song. I don't know who sings it. Oh my gosh. It's like, with arms wide open. Da, 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 da. With arms wide open. Sorry, what song is that? Who sings it? It's like I know it, but I don't know who. Anyways, I think that like that band too is also some form of like, I don't know. Aren't they like religious in some form or another too? Anyways. How's this resonating with you so far, Pile 3? Let me know. And speaking of community, if you're open to it, please follow up with a subscribe, okay? Join the tribe, join the community. I'll be more than happy to connect with y'all. Let's see what else we got for you. I got pulled to the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck for y'all. So let's see what else the animals have to say, because they really do want to play. So we have Tarantula out here, okay? Some of y'all just like really scurried and screamed. You may not be a fan of that. Like you're afraid of creepy crawlies, bugs. I also have raccoon here. I just heard so misunderstood. Unconsciously, what I'm sensing here from y'all, okay, asking for help, and finding a reliable sense of community is definitely a challenge for you, okay? That, of course, doesn't have to necessarily resonate with absolutely everyone, okay? If the shoe doesn't fit, Soul Fam, please just keep it moving. It's okay. But for those of y'all who that sentence really resonated with, please know that whatever it is that's creeping up from the dark, like it's not actually there to hurt you. It's coming up unconsciously for you to heal and for you to find, again, the alternative outcome, okay? Especially with the crow out here, specifying that this is all very spiritually led, okay? So although this tarantula, like this fear of the unknown, of connection, of getting maybe trapped in somebody's web or of lies or something, I don't know what y'all went through, but it does feel a little heavy on my heart. Just know that you're being spiritually led right now to accumulate a different type of abundance and kindness and acceptance, even though you have been so misunderstood in your past. I just heard like unwelcomed. It's like you were shunned, right? Like raccoons are often like, I don't know, you either love them or you hate them, you know, like, and I think that that's really what you had undergone, so much so that you kind of built maybe like your own family or something, right? Like this can definitely resonate on that you created your own home that you've always maybe wanted as a kid. And so you made it your own, and well, you've allowed everyone else around you to never experience what you had gone through, and solidified such a new, different type of reality that now it's time for you to release that past for once and for all, you know? So this is where I would highly recommend therapy, okay? Speak to a professional, get yourself a psychologist, a therapist, psychiatrist. I personally do NLP and hypnotherapy. If that would be in alignment to you, you can always book a consultation with me, get to know my practice, know how that works. Notice how you have resources, right, Pal 3? So do whatever it is that you gotta do. The lion card wanted to come out here. I also heard Simba. So you may be really like a Disney person. You may find a lot of joy in Disney. I know something that I do. I undergo, the bear came out too. I'm gonna just keep this as is. There's a lot of symbolism in and around the bear right now, so this might explain a little bit of what you had undergone in the past, okay? To anyone that resonates with, I'm gonna just let that be that. We're gonna move on. When it comes to dealing with any like hardships in life, I tend to like start binge watching like different Disney movies and stuff, like Disney Plus on fleek. Like it helps. It just, I don't know, brings out like this like happiness within me. So I do understand. I'm definitely not like a Disney adult, but I do love Disney, if that resonates with anyone. So maybe you just gotta kind of go back to your childhood ways and find some connections in that way. Or especially if you do have kids, like maybe Lion King has something to do with the bond. And like I'm hearing like all of the songs, right? It's like, I don't know. There's some sort of like a dance party with different types of like Disney songs that's coming through here too. You were well protected, well respected, pal number 3. That's definitely a message that is strongly coming through here too. Okay, we're going to end off this deck with a butterfly and matching it with the bear too. Like there's this beautiful opportunity for transformation, for being able to trust who is around you, okay? Someone who will trust your boundaries, that will respect you when you say no. Like I'm even hearing to be honest, a lot of you already have that around you, right? Like you have people that will respect you. All you got to do is just say it. But there's something holding y'all back here that I'm feeling unconsciously that is definitely coming out in this reading for you to maybe dive into and heal, okay? Because it's coming out, especially with the butterfly here, for you to become anew, for you to actually have the freedom of expressing and existing in a safe, slow, happy life. And that is something that I think pile number 3s, y'all have been working for your entire life. You've been praying for it, and maybe you're on the brink of it, okay? Maybe this is a little bit of an upcoming future message where this is giving you that little glimmer of hope that it is possible. Notice that, so fam, you tuning into this reading or any other reading that you would stumble across is no coincidence, okay? Your unconscious mind brought you there for whatever reason. There's something that you are to process, to realize, to hear, even if it's just one sentence in an entire reading, okay? If that's all you resonate with, then that's why you were brought here. And then we bring back that statement of everything happens for a reason. You know, I don't know. It's like you're maybe changing your perception on things like cliches, and you're making it your own, and you're understanding things a little bit differently, okay? In a way that no one is no longer trying to attack you or condescend you or disrespect you. Like, but the only one that can prove this reading correct is yourself and how it is that you approach others. 25-25 as a synchronicity that really needed to come out. There's something about 25 for you. It could be the 25th of like a day, a year. Could be a birthday. I don't know. There's a bit. It has something. 25 has something to do with a date. Maybe it's an age. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know. What else is there for me to say? I'm going to end off with a little bit more of an advice here for you. Okay, we're going to pull from the Animal Apothecary deck, and I think we're just going to close this off. It's a little bit shorter than the other readings here, Pile 3, but when the messages land, they land. All you got to do is make the phone call, make the connection, ask for help, change. I don't know. There's something here that's the only thing that is coming through for you. So I don't want to just keep saying the same thing over and over again, but sometimes animals are very like clear, concise, straight to the point, no funny business, no ego. It's just here's the genuine connection, response, etc. So yeah, the 2 cards out are actions lead to success as well as service. Okay, this really brings about, especially this card coming out, Spirit wants to repay you for so much of the good that you have put out there, okay? Even if you don't have kids, none of that narrative, and as far as this reading is concerned, resonated with you. Perhaps maybe you're just a really good freaking person and you're always just overgiving. You're giving people the sweater off of your backs, even if you yourself are freezing because you notice someone else is just a tinge bit colder than you. Like you are, thank you for that confirmation. You are now asked to accept that sweater when it is being given to you. Small actions, especially those of acceptance, not always giving, will allow this service to continue to be paid forward. Because let me tell you this, right? Let's say, using that sweater idea, right? 2 people, one of them is you, are out somewhere. I don't know. It's nature. It's cold. Only one of y'all got the sweater. They're noticing you're being cold. They want to give you the sweater and you go, no, because then you will be cold. Do you understand that you're also rejecting them? The pain that you don't want to feel or have them feel like they're feeling it by you saying no to their kindness, to their gesture, to their desire to help you, to love you, to be kind to you, to repay you. You saying no to that makes other people feel a different kind of way. And it closes you off from feeling loved, wanted, for receiving the help that you so rightfully deserve, soul fam, needs the opportunity to come back around for you. So take some time, step by step, okay? Start to ask people for help, or just say thank you when someone gives you a cup of coffee, but there's something about a copy too. So I don't know, there's something here about like paperwork and business and like, I don't know, like making a phone call. What is that about? But whatever it is that's coming through for you, okay? You have this opportunity for a brand new day. I mean, you just got to make the call. Knight of Swords, the sun. The sun comes out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Yeah. I heard my snaps. Guys, I'm going to leave this reading as is, where it is. Pile 3, I do hope that this reading touched anyone who it was required. Spiritual hugs over to y'all tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. If you're open to connect, do let me know. Just know that the resources, the connection, it's all there, okay? I just hope you're open to it. So turn that frown upside down, okay? Have yourself a cry in someone's arms, perhaps. And just know that the happiest days are right there. Like they're so near. You just gotta let it in, okay? Perhaps maybe it's as simple as opening up those curtains and letting those sun rays in. Okay, small actions lead to so much success, and that service that you're able to give onto others, if you are open to receiving just an ounce of what you put out there, you will be able to show up and help more people and spread so much of that sunshine of your own out into the world. Just stop dimming it, okay? Much love to you, pile number 3. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of those YouTube-y things. And if I don't see you in another pile, I sure hope to see you in another video. Thanks again for being here. Peace. Hey, hello, what's up? What it do? Pile number 4. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today. We are going to look into what your spirit animals have to deliver for you. And we're going to start off here with the Swan Spirit as you have chosen. Tapping into your energy, pile 4, it's giving me clean slate. It's giving new beginnings, fresh starts, glow ups. It's giving rebirth. There's something about the Swan Princess as well that's coming through with this card. Shoot, I forgot which other pile it was now, but there was like Disney references in that one too. It's like, shoot, whatever. If your intuition brings you to another pile, I would definitely check whatever it is that your intuition's pulling you to, but it might hold the Disney one. I don't know. Something about that. Time for a deep dive. You know what? Let's put the other cards on the table here before. It's the details. It's in the details. Okay. So, there's a lot of changes that you are currently likely incurring, experiencing, really pushing towards. This is giving me 8 of Wands energy, like very quick moving manifestations. I believe that you're starting to now see the results of your desired goals. It's like proof of your once dreamed of outcomes are now gradually becoming more and more of your physical reality. You're looking back and you're going like, damn, like I'm exactly where I once prayed I could be. Tend to the small things is giving me a little bit of scatterbrain, okay? I mean that with love, of course. Trust me, as an ADHDer, I get it. It's not a squirrel, okay? But even mice under stress tend to kind of, they scatter, right? So grounding yourself into the moment and choosing to take step by step will still allow you to accomplish what it is that you need to do without getting overly flustered, right? Gather all of the details and such first too. I didn't sit and resonate just on one card for too long for your reading. I wanted to see what else is out there, what else I can put onto the table, and see how it could really all come together. Perhaps this is requiring you or urging you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, meaning outside of your box, just slightly. There might be something just beyond the horizon that you could potentially be missing in order to really put together, right? So this deep dive could very well be kind of like a greater overview of your situation. I am hearing something about a conversation that needs to happen. So perhaps maybe there's a piece of information that you are to gauge from a friend, a spouse, a family member, someone's to give you something, right? I don't know. I feel like that's a side message. We'll see what comes up in the tarot deep dive on that. But life is surely speeding up for you too, which is why it's kind of more important to tend to the smaller things to make sure that, well, okay, say life is speeding up, you have planned for a trip, okay, it's a vacation of sorts. One of you guys just like smiled, so that could actually be the case for some of y'all, so yay, you picked the right reading. Anyways, jokes aside, you're packing up, you need to tend to the small things, right? Like, do you have your passport, right? Like, there's like the obvious details, but what about, I don't know, give me something small that like you might really need, like a blister cream or something, or like Band-Aids if you tend to get a lot of blisters, knowing that you're going to walk like at least another 15 kilometers more than you ever usually would. Like, you know what I mean? Unless you're one of those that just like sit and chill, in which case, did you pack your sunscreen? Okay, is your skin protected? Are we getting all of the little things? And if you focus solely on packing, for example, then it will allow you to be a lot less scatterbrained than doing what the ADHD-ness is, and that is packing plus randomly doing a side quest of dishes, and then we of course have to do some laundry, and then we forget to actually do the packing of the little things, which leaves us then scurrying to throw our clothes from the dryer into the luggage and run out the door, passport in hand. At least we have one thing because we got a plane to catch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's about just grounding yourself into the moment. So there might be a recommendation here from your spirit team that's telling you to just slow down. You've got it. Like, yes, it's coming up, and there's so much of what is coming up for you that you have manifested, you've put out into the universe. Let's say like a vacation or a trip as to the initial example here, right? I mean, you've planned it in advance, sometimes even months in advance. And so now it's speeding up to the little things, and it's making you anxious. It's making you excited, which, by the way, anxious and excited are the exact same physiological they offer the same physiological responses. I am dying. It is currently Mercury retrograde as I am recording these readings, and like, ooh, that was fun. Okay, there's a lot of similar physiological responses with excited and anxious. Sweaty palms, you kind of get those shivers, you get the wind knocked out of you, perhaps maybe you start hyperventilating, right? Like, there's all of these different types of experiences that if you're really excited, you also have that, you know? Like, have you ever been really excited that you're just like, oh my God, and you're like shaking, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And yet anxiety is very similar to that. So it's really about a mindset switch, right? And recognizing the simple fact that you have prepared for this. Pile number 4. You're ready for it. Again, you've already put it out there. So what is coming up for you, even though you're speeding up and you're right there. By the way, I'm hearing like it's going to be okay. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be better than expected. Interestingly enough, I'm getting pulled to the Heartscape Tarot for y'all. So let's see what messages come out. Now, the way that the cards are laid out are horizontally versus vertically. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with this deck, you're in for a little pleasant surprise. It's cute. It is giving me really a lot of, there's 8 of Swords. Oh man, I thought that was the 8 of Wands for a hot second. I was like, there it is. Okay, we have the 3 of Cups. I keep hearing, it'll all work out. Is that a, let it on, is that a Kanye West song? I don't know. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, as that song came out though, or at least that part of it, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Cats might have a significance for you, or birds, one or the other, or both. Very nature-esque, okay? I'm gonna tell you one thing. You are okay. You have a grand spirit team behind you, especially if cats are one of your spirit teams or your spirit animals. Perhaps maybe you have and own cats. You're highly protected, okay? Cats really take care of the upper 3 chakra points. And so they're coming through this reading too, even though they're not the initial spirit team that came through. I mean, animals, you don't just have a one spirit animal, believe me. Like, whoever wants to come through will come through for you. But the point is that you are highly protected on this new journey that you are now embarking on with this Fool card coming out. We have the 9 of Cups, the 2 of Wands. I'm hearing 3 more. Okay, so I'm going to move all of this back up then. Yeah, I keep having that song in my head. 9 of Wands. Y'all are really up in your heads, I'll tell you that much. Lots of changes and whirlwinds of past events really kind of sneak up on you out of nowhere, right? It's not just while you're sleeping though, although you could argue that with a lot of it. So maybe some of y'all have been having some like nightmares or something as of recently. Keep getting nose itches on that. Just know that you are protected. When a lot of that happens too, by the way, that's just your powerful unconscious mind processing something that you consciously have been avoiding, or perhaps maybe aren't physiologically ready to release. And so your mind does that for you more consciously, because that's how you remember your dreams, right? In order for you to process and release an emotion, a memory, to learn and experience something, in order for you to process and let go of something, right? Like, you're no longer suppressing it. It's no longer being for lack of better words, hidden from you. Your mind is bringing it forward for you to take something from it, okay? To let it go, especially too. Something really interesting about PTSD is judgment. Is the magnitude of what comes up is great and terrifying, and it typically occurs when you are in the safest environment for your body to have the reactions, the true expression that it was unable to have during the state of experience of whatever it is that caused the CPTSD or PT. You get it, okay? With judgment coming out here too, you are very well aware of this glow up, of this change, okay? And it's almost like you're at this like breakthrough point that's feeling a little bit like a breakdown in certain cases. So I do now understand the mix of anxiety and excitement that's coming through, right? Because you have like a really healthy mix, I would say, of positive cards, okay, and moving forward cards, and then we have a sprinkle of some mental turmoil, if you will, okay? The Three of Cups here is saying that you do in fact have people in your corner to help you on your way. Again, you have that spirit team behind you. This is the Ten of Pentacles too. So like wealth, health, physical experiences, safe travels. I mean, all of that is already, it's here, okay? And your spirit team is monitoring the hell out of all of that so that you can maintain this type of experience in reality. You just have to believe. You have to believe. There's a lack of belief, and again, I think that's just what's coming up right now to be purged. Your core belief is being stimulated. And so it's inadvertently creating doubt because you're trying to find the pattern. Well, I felt like this when this happened before, so that means that this must fail. I mean, how many times has that happened before when I opened the door and it was supposed to be one thing and lo and behold, it was the other. You're trying to find and create chaos where it doesn't currently exist, Pile 4. So just simply do your best to ground yourself back into the small things. Understand that you have prepared for this. You know all of this. You know what's to come. You have the right resources and people around you. It was Pile 3. Go check out Pile 3 if that resonates with you, okay? Because this seems a little bit like a continuation, but like, I don't know. They're like sister readings, I would say, okay? There is something here. The Knight of Swords, you will know, you will feel it in your entire body. Yeah, like that just caused a nice, deep, relaxing sigh for me. You'll know you're safe when you get there. I think you will be very pleasantly surprised when you get to the other side of whatever it is that you have been working towards yourself, okay? The human experience gets really annoying sometimes. Everyone wants to do the spiritual journey thing. And unless you fall into the love and light and everything is really good and it all works out for me in like, you know, a really Delulu kind of a way, like permanently, people just really misunderstand the complexities behind self-awareness. And there is an aspect here of self-awareness that I, again, would like to maybe welcome some grounding within you, okay? Because you're really mentally processing so much and kind of forgetting to actually feel through it, to put yourself into the here and now and allow yourself to recognize I am safe now. I'm having this reaction because I'm safe to release it now, not actually because something bad is happening. There is no more danger. This is just your body's way of kind of restabilizing itself to be comfortable in comfort, in peace, in quote unquote boredom, in an environment that isn't chaotic or systematically causing some form of dysregulation for you. You're moving towards an experience right now. And I think like a lot of y'all might actually physically be moving. I think it could be even greater than just a vacation for you. Okay. I think there's something about paradise. There's something about like just a breath of fresh air. Some of y'all are really, you're shifting, you're moving away from likely maybe even where it is that you were raised, okay, where you maybe spent a lot of time in. Are those chickens? Huh. Sorry, I just had to like stare at the card myself. I thought these were more sheeps, but I think they're little chickies. A sheep who grew wings. You never really quite belonged in a particular environment and you're looking to spread your wings now. Perhaps maybe you are the black sheep. That could be an aspect of it too. However it is that you're resonating with something, or with this reading rather, you're recognizing that you no longer belong somewhere due to whatever personal readings and experiences you may be facing yourself. And that never means that you will never belong anywhere else. I think you're now really ready to spread your wings and fly and discover what else is out there. Behind those doors, behind and outside of the box that you have been placed in, the world is so big, it's vast, it's full of experiences and peoples and cultures. And yes, some things are ugly, some things are beautiful. And I think you're ready to actually experience it. And there's a little bit of fear. There's something that you have to outgrow and leave behind. There's an aspect of you that you are to, in a way, allow to die off, right? Like that's what I tend to call an ego death, right? It's an entire perception of self, a way of living, a core belief that is allowing itself to be replaced with a new one, with a shift of perspective. I think it's that simple and yet that challenging to set in place. Hypnotherapy really works with that, by the way. Perhaps I'm biased as a hypnotherapist, but you can absolutely book with me, even as a consultation. So check out canonwitchery.com for any and all readings, by the way, including any therapeutic techniques. To shift perspective and understand that you're exactly where it is that you're meant to be, and you have it, and you're ready. Your spirit team's got you. You have been prepared for this. And that's the thing, right? Like, you've already undergone so much in your life that, like, this change, although it's something new, that might be the reason why it's such a big shock, because it now doesn't include the stresses and the strains and the traumas, the triggers, I don't know. I'm really excited to discover what is it that you are undergoing POW for. There's so many birds, there's so many flying creatures, even if they're staying put, right? Like, you're meant to fly. That's the thing. I think that's the judgment that's coming into play. It's this new self-awareness, all of this hard work that you have been putting into yourself for years, by the way. Okay, I'm sensing like longevity here. Like, you have accumulated so much that, like, oh, POW for. Perhaps maybe it would be best if you make a list of all of the things that you have accomplished, no matter how small. You know? Bring your awareness to what you have overcome that you once believed you never could. It could be as simple as, I don't know, let's do, I don't know, a love example and like a money example. So what's a love example? Oh my gosh, yeah, like the first boyfriend that you ever have in, let's say, like high school or like elementary school or something, and you were like distraught in the breakup and you're like, I'll never get over them. And then, like, lo and behold, years later, you're like where you're at right now. And the heartache is gone. You've experienced more since then that you're like, that thing, like, I was 14 years old. It's okay. Like, I'm not that dramatic little, you know, whatever anymore. Not to say that it was dramatic. It's just, it's emotions, right? You've learned. A financial example is perhaps maybe going from really, really rich to making some financial decisions or investments that hadn't worked out, and it kind of made you slump below the expected financial line that you've hoped to never cross, right? Perhaps maybe you had to file bankruptcy, or I don't know, something occurred that you have to start again from the bottom. You've done it before. You had to climb from the bottom to the top somewhere, so you can take everything that you had once learned and bring it forward. This could also include creating families or recreating families, finding yourself and refinding yourself. We're all new at something. And utilizing the examples, the experiences that we have already had, bringing them forward here and now and being like, well, how can I use these tools? How can I react perhaps differently or similarly if it worked out? The pattern recognition is coming up for you to react differently now, instead of repeating the same cycle. You're being called now to recognize, Pal 4, that you are safe, that you are guided, and you're protected in ways that you don't even see. That's the beauty. When you walk like you have 10,000 ancestors and spirit guides right behind you. Suddenly your shoulders drop. You stand straighter. Chin is up. You're here. You're ready. You've got it. You already have everything that you need in order to have it all work out. Let it all work out. Is that a Lil Wayne song maybe? I don't know. What song is that? It is the only part, by the way, that is just looping in my brain right now. What am I getting called to? The animal apothecary for y'all. Just like Pal 3, this may be a little bit of a shorter reading, which we'll see. We shall see. You're definitely welcome to view any other pick a card on my channel. And of course, go to another pile. I think I recommended Pile 3 for y'all now. Okay. Pile 4, closing thoughts, messages. What does Pile 4 need to know from their animal spirit team? Claim your power. Yes. I just heard a mic drop and my snaps. Shit. Transformation at the bottom of the deck here. We're going to keep this out. Your affirmation, Soul Fam, is I am powerful. You're capable. You're ready. You have everything you need, and you will accumulate more as you go. And it is good. It is possible. It's here now. So you feel a little bit uncomfortable. You get a little shaky, a little weak in the knees, and you're like, ah. You're human. But lest we forget how powerful being human really is, we've been programmed as a society to believe that we are weak. And that's putting it lightly. Meanwhile, you hold an immense power within you that is capable of extraordinary things. You gotta believe in it, though. And you are given the grace and opportunity to do exactly that. So however it is, Soul Fam, that this reading is playing out in your personal life. Again, I always keep in mind that these are general readings on YouTube, but just know that it's going to be so much better than you've ever expected it to be. You just got to give it a chance. You got to try it out. You got to run into it. Allow yourself to experience the peace, the happiness. Because you're ready now. You've already undergone the transformation. Your glow up is here. It's now. You just have to claim it. So the question is, Pile 4, are you ready? I heard my snaps again. Damn. All right. Well, so fam, apologies for it being a little bit shorter than the other readings. But hey, it seems like whatever it is that was meant to find you today had. At least I hope, as is always my intention. Please let me know with a simple like or a comment down below. I love connecting with you. And if I do not see you in another pile, I sure hope to see you in another reading. So please hit that subscribe, and I'll catch y'all really soon. Thanks again for tuning in, Pile 4. Peace.